How about other things on this? Anything?
Were you going to show some examples or anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Okay, so I'm just gonna, this is always on a live event, kind of a risky thing. So I'm gonna see if I can make this, this is the commercial advertisement here. If you want to start a conversation with us about all these things, speak with Beth, live chat us, call us, however you want to do it. Okay, let me see if I can escape and if I can minimize you guys and I can minimize this screen.
Maybe while you're pulling that up, Ken, I'll share. I've got a buddy. He's got a very large inspection company in Minnesota, and he's been consistent for I don't know 5 or 8 years, maybe 10 years. I don't know, with a weekly blog and a video that goes with
Mhm.
it. And they've got a huge company. They're very successful and obviously very influential in their market. And I obviously they probably do a lot more marketing than just the blog and whatnot. But he's been consistent with it for years and does great.
And I'll assure you, he's perceived by others as an industry expert and a thought leader
Oh, yeah.
because consistency is key to his success in that.
Mhm.
And I'm sure these providing information that people would be interested in. So we have several different blogs that we own. It's like you selecting a laundry detergent. Some people like Tide, some people like Cheer, some people like All, whatever. So we have websites out there that provide information, but this happens to be about a blog. Okay, so, but look where it is. It's on the Savvy Inspector's website. Okay, so the fact of the matter is, in this blog post, if you're going to get somebody who's a reader, how about having key takeaways for them?
Mhm.
When you read this article, what are you going to get? I mean, how many times do you have multiple things to do every day, Brandon? Has that ever happened to you that you have more than one thing to do?
On occasion.
That's what I say. On occasion, it does happen. So if I'm going to invest my time in reading an article, I want to know what I'm going to get from it. So
Yeah.
key takeaways we found to be a great strategy, and you could use that on your blog as well. So then what we do is we get down here and we talk about it. Hey, greetings, fellow home inspectors. Ready to turn your blog into a client attracting powerhouse. So you know what I'm doing? I'm just talking to you just like you were just at an inspection. I'm talking to you just like I'm talking to you right now. Okay. So we're talking about different blogs. Here's one of the things I learned. Write this content. Look, I've used we and please know we have a staff that does this. I write the articles and produce the articles and they do all this fun stuff. But look at a piece of media that's in there. Write this content that solves real problems. Okay, so here's one, top 5 red flags every home buyer should look for. Okay, so could you have kinds of posts like this? How about hidden cost of home ownership? What your realtor might not tell you. Think those are pretty good headlines?
There you go.
I mean, somebody's looking for a home inspection. They type home inspection Atlanta, and this comes up number 2, hidden costs of home ownership, what your realtor might not tell you. I'm reading that.
Mhm.
Okay. How about seasonal maintenance checklist? Keep your home in your in top shape. Decoding home inspection reports. What those terms really mean. People that are looking to get a home inspector, they're reading these. How about the smart truth about? And then you put the most common problem in your area. So this is a blog post that we wrote for you guys. Okay. So we're trying to share with you what you need to do, why you need to do these things. But you need to write a blog post like this that conveys that message, why people should do business with you over all others in your market. Okay, and that's what this is about. So we talk about home inspection ideas and we give you details here. Okay, but what happens is we offer you something free. Okay, as home inspectors. Now, why in a blog post would we offer you something for free? Okay, so content not bringing in leads, fix it with our free guide. Okay, so you click on it and guess what happens? You get that free guide, right?
Mhm.
Any idea why we would do that?
I
The
do.
reason why we do it is we want to build a list, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we know that you're interested in blogging now, so we can send you information that's relevant in the mail about blogging on your email. So we're giving you the guide and we're giving you 3 or 4 emails that help you use the guide in a way that makes sense for your business. Okay,
Mhm.
but think about this. Could you offer a free checklist, home inspection checklist in this blog for for home buyers?
Yeah,
And
and we
if
do it.
they downloaded your branded checklist and they're using it, think they're interested in it. So you've got
Yeah.
their email address. Could your autoresponder send them 3 or 4 messages? Hey, have you found the perfect home? And oh, by the way, when I say, checking the water in the crawl space, if you have to wear swimmies and a goggles, maybe that crawl space is too wet. So you send them some funny things about the checklist. Okay, that's why we do it. It's called list building. Okay, then we go on down here and talk to you about, posts that are most effective. Okay, and then we talk to you about all kind of different things. But look how we've used media in here to make it so it's not just a big bunch of blog text. You know what I'm saying? It has to be interesting for people to read it. Okay, be conversational. Use video. Use visuals. Look what we've stuck in the middle. One of our videos, right? Remember, Brandon said right off the bat, stick one of the videos right in the middle. There's one of
Mhm.
ours. Okay. So in the blog post, there's your video. But all of this started with a blog post. So from that written blog post, then our team put together all of these elements. It doesn't have to be that hard. And if you just did 2 a month, it could be super easy. And it doesn't even have to be this, it doesn't have to be this sophisticated. Okay, so again, another opportunity for you to get a free list from us, a free piece of information. Okay, so you could if you're selling radon, let's say you're upselling radon, why wouldn't you get a checklist they could download or information they could download on radon and follow them up with emails that are automated? Okay, so here's one of the things about it here. Do you have an author's box? Okay, because what happens when somebody reads your content, right? Wouldn't an author's box be helpful? A bio? That's all this is. Tells you a little bit about me and how to get in touch with me. Okay. So we want you to comment. If you liked it, share information, ask questions, that kind of thing. All right. So all of these elements, and you don't have to have a 3-column blog. We do. You can have a 1-column blog. All of these things that are in here, these elements, are what make great blog posts. Home inspectors read them. They think that we're right for them. They ask for our help, start a conversation with them. They talk to Beth. Beth finds out what they need. If we can help them, we help them. If we don't, we give them some other ways to go, places to find other information that they might need. Okay, this helpful information helps home inspectors, but this same helpful information can help prospects. It can help your prior clients, and it can help your agent base or other professionals in the real estate business. Okay, so here's one. We have one that fits other people. Here's one that's called digital products for home inspectors. Get more leads, Facebook. We talk about all kind of things. Again, list building. Okay, what's trending? Here's the editor's choices. Here's one that's pretty cool. This has different ones. Are you interested in attracting more leads every time a home inspector? So why every home inspector needs a blog. So on this particular website that interests you, you click over and it puts you on this website. Okay, so you can use the same thing. It could put you on a different story within your blog. All right, so these are just tools that we use to help people understand, turn more leads into clients, home inspection conversion tips. All right, so we know that home inspectors are interested in these things. So what you have to do is write content or articles about things that home buyers are interested in, which is one target audience. Prior clients is a separate target audience. And then, of course, your real estate professionals or mortgage brokers or others are a third different target audience. So I understand that every home inspector wants to generate more leads, right? So turn more leads into clients. This is written for every home inspector, but there's some written for new home inspectors. And there's some written for seasoned home inspectors, some for one-man shops, for multi-inspectors. So those are target audiences for us. But this is how it's done. Now, Beth, did you by chance find a post and a website, a blog that you can show where somebody had a
Sure.
premium blog? You already have it up?
Mhm.
Okay, so let me unshare. So I'm going to say stop sharing. If you just want to share your screen.
Okay.
Hey, I've got a question, Ken, while she pulls that up.
Okay.
I do have to jump off because I got to get to football practice, but I
Uh-oh.
do want to watch. I do need to watch the recording when it gets posted because I want you to answer this question. How does AI and writing blogs and AI look in terms of the future? And is that going to be a good model to use moving forward? You don't have to answer it just yet. We can go to Beth, but whatever you want. And I'm gonna
Well,
jump off.
before we get started on that, and you can jump off, that's a great question. AI offers a tremendous opportunity for the future of all content creation. One of the things that we use AI for is we'll get a list of topics that home inspectors in our case are interested in. And then what I want each story to have is an angle. What's the angle we're going to take for the home inspector about this topic? And AI can really help you with developing angles. AI can help you generate good calls to action. But going in and just telling AI to write a blog post for consumers first, Google doesn't like it and penalizes you for it, and the content really isn't that good. Okay, you need to do some personalization. So as AI moves forward, the opportunity for that really is to step up. That will step up and help you with this. Before AI couldn't read a website, and we beta test. We have several different AI platforms that we beta test. Okay, and we said, can you now read a website? And the response from AI was, we can now read a website. So we said, we want you to go to this website and analyze it and answer these questions. And it did. Okay, so as we move forward, I think AI will have a bigger part of content creation. But here's the thing, okay, and this is what you have to figure out. Okay, we have a voice. Okay, and if you read these blog posts that I write, what you're going to see is I talk to you conversationally. I talk to you as a peer because I've been in the home inspection business forever. We did over 35,000 home inspections before I sold the firm. Okay, I'm still involved with home inspectors every day. I talk to you as a peer, so the conversation is peer to peer. Okay, that's the voice I'm using. I'm one of you. Okay, so you'd have to determine what voice. All of your content needs to be in a voice. And if you have questions about that, go in there and type into Google, how do I develop a voice for my business? So if somebody's writing in this content for you, this content for you, clearly it's different perspectives, different voices, it's not from the same starting point. So AI hasn't quite gotten there yet. Okay, so you just see some vanilla blog posts, but that really doesn't show your personality like D'Anthony, man. He's got music and, he's got cool stuff, spooky stuff, woo, for Halloween on his post, don't get scared at a home inspection, woo, our reports are so cool, and I mean, that's his voice. That, maybe you call it his stick, that's how he communicates with people. And AI has not been able to replicate that yet. I'm not saying they're not going to. Now, can AI diagnose a sore throat? Yes, it can. Better than your physician? Yes, it can. Can it outlawyer a lawyer? Yes, it can. Okay, so there's so many things that it's doing now, but it hasn't been able so far to replicate your human voice. Now, next week that might not be true. You know what I'm saying? That keeps leaping. So I'll ask you a quick question so to say when I tease about it might happen next week. At the turn of the century, the rate of knowledge doubled every 100 years. Okay, the rate of knowledge doubled every 100 years. 50 years later, the rate of knowledge doubled every 50 years. Okay, so it continues on how long the rate of knowledge has doubled. You know how frequently the rate of knowledge doubles now with AI? Any idea? The rate of knowledge doubles every how much time? Any idea? It was 50
I'll take a
years or
wild
100
guess
years.
every day.
How much?
Every day?
Every 12 minutes.
Wow.
The rate of knowledge doubles every 12 minutes. Okay, so I wasn't teasing when it said next week it might be able to replace us in, all the what this work is. So I think the potential for AI is huge. I think the platforms aren't as easy to work. They don't give you as much help as they could give you. So there's a lot of still of interface with the consumer that needs to be done. But yeah, it's powerful. And it's going to be powerful. We look at for outline ideas and for angles for stories and for what home inspectors would be interested in. but then the content gets written and edited by us. I mean, it's just still. And you can ask for help. You can ask for, hey, I need a paragraph about this, that, that blah, 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 and it can give it to you. Or you could ask what music really sets the tone for this blog, and it would give it to you.
Mm.
So I think AI has a tremendous future in helping us, generate content, do the whole other thing. So it's really a cool thing. So Beth, let's talk to us about this. Obviously, in these posts, we're using table of contents instead of key takeaways. So if you're interested in understanding exterior features, examined during a home inspection, you click on that and it'll take you right to that section.
Mhm.
So look what we have here. We have the help screen. Okay, we're on Idaho Elite Inspections website, which is Brandon's website. So if they want to schedule an inspection, they can.
Mhm.
Okay, here's reviews. There's a little piece over here for your reviews. Okay, so what we have is a home inspection checklist. Okay, and that's what it says, essential exterior home inspection checklist, what to look for. Customers are interested in that. They want to know when they go out there, they want to have their inspection goggles on as well. So scroll on down. So we've got a great graphic. Okay, and we've got, hang on, just go back up a little bit. Okay, so look how a lot of people will read a blog post, they'll scan. Okay, so we have subheadlines, and then look how we have the information numbered. Okay, people work best when information are in small bites. Okay, so we've got another graphic, just keep on going down now. And so we have another graphic and we have more things. Here's the things you're looking for, and here's frequently asked questions. So it really gives the consumer a tremendous thing. How long does a home inspection take? And all the things about the home inspection. Here's a call to action at the bottom. That really should be in red. It says schedule your inspection today. Okay, so then here's a video of it. Okay, so this is all of the things that we're talking about. So these types of blog posts are way easier for you to produce. Now, how long does a blog post have to be? If you did 500 words, okay. So D'Anthony, I know one of the things that you shared earlier was time. So what about this? How about if you went in and spoke, let's say you had a topic and you just started talking about it and then had that transcribed into a blog post? That'd be helpful, right? That'd be a
Yeah.
super time saver, wouldn't it?
It would.
I've done it a ton of times.
And then what's really cool is if you did do that and you got it transcribed, you could actually give it to AI and say, refine and polish or wordsmith, polish, refine, whatever, and it'll kind of clean it up for you.
You can actually take the wording from there, like Beth is saying, and you can go to AI and tell it what you want to do with it. I want to turn it to a 500-word blog post. Here's my target audience, blah, blah, blah. And you can tell it that and drop it in, and it'll produce a blog post now in your voice.
But one of the nice things is that you wrote it first or you spoke it. And so it's going to carry on you with what AI does. It is so cool. It really
I mean,
is.
is that cool? I mean, have you ever thought about just speaking it? So you got a topic, you're super knowledgeable.
Right.
So what happens is you just speak it, you're talking about it. Hey, we're talking about the things we're looking for when we're inspecting whatever, or when is a crawl space a problem? And then you start talking about, you just write down 3 or 4 things that you want, points that you want to make, and you just start talking about them. Next thing you know, you have a printout of it, you drop it in AI, and boom, you got it.
One of the things when I talk to our clients, I talk to them about producing videos in the field. Probably everybody I ever talked to, I mention that. And one of the things I say is just pretend your client's beside you and you're going to explain what the issue is and take a video of it and pretend you're explaining the issue to your client. So now you've got a video of that, whatever the issue is, and you can get that transcribed, put it in AI and say, write me a blog topic about this. Then you've got a video and you can get images from that. And then you have your actual content that AI can help you kind of clean up, wordsmith, refine, polish. You got a great blog post.
I think it's even better than that. Because Beth is telling you the right thing, get a video out there. But when I do a video, and this is the formula I teach all the time on videos and video marketing, and that is tell them what you're going to tell them. Why am I telling you this? Okay, here's what I'm going to tell you, why I'm telling you this, and what I want you to do about it. Okay, so today I'm showing you a Federal Pacific, so I'm gonna tell them what I'm telling them. Okay, so I'm gonna tell them what I'm gonna tell them. Today I'm gonna talk about a potential fire hazard in your home, and it's one that's you're probably not aware of, and maybe your home inspector said something about it or didn't. So I'm talking about a Federal Pacific, stab block panel. Okay, and here's why I'm telling this to you, because in many times when the breaker needs to trip, it doesn't trip and a house fire occurs. What I want you to do about it, I want you to call a licensed electrician, have them come out and evaluate it and see what needs to be done. Now, I add a lot more words to it. But it's telling you, what I'm telling you, why I'm telling you, and what I want you to do about it. And when you start with a video like that, then what happens, your blog post is fantastic. Because you're telling them why you're telling them that, what you're going to tell them. Today, I'm going to talk about this. Okay. And here's why I'm talking about it. And here's what I want you to do about it. Okay, so you got a built-in call to action, you got the whole thing. So if you start a video like that, you can turn it into a blog post super easy, and you speak the whole thing. I mean, every one of you do a great wrap-ups, I'm sure. So the fact of the matter is, speak to them like you're speaking in a wrap-up. That makes sense?
Yeah.
It's easy. Add that cool music. I
Mm.
think that should be your stick. I think you should have cool music on all of these things, where people know it. When they hear that crazy, wild, whatever theme music that you have, they hear it. That's why podcasts have theme music. People get used to hearing it. So now, Beth, we see you with your picture and you're doing a screenshot.
Good.
Okay. So you're still sharing your screen. Okay. How about anybody got anything else on that? Okay. So that is that.
How often do you recommend doing the blog? Once a week, bi-weekly?
Okay. I recommend keeping it simple and starting slow. So if you did 2 a month, okay. If you just did 1 a month, at the end of the month, you got 12. Okay. But the biggest thing is people don't time block and they get busy and then they're inconsistent. And inconsistency is terrible. So I would rather see you do 1 a month than do 3 or 4 in the first month and quit. Okay, so I would say start with 1 and the first month, and then kind of perfect it. The next month, do 1. And then if you got it down, then the third month, maybe you do 2. But you'll get the hang of it really quickly. And people will like it. And we can help you with keywords and what are people asking on the internet. And you have to understand what services you're providing. If you're doing radon, there'll be a certain set of questions. If you're doing mold or indoor air quality testing, if you're doing pool and spa, all of those will have different questions that people are interested in. And all you do is just speak it or do whatever, shoot a video about it when you're in the field. But even if people aren't asking questions about it, if you want to prove or demonstrate expertise, shoot something interesting in the field in a video, and then kind of backwards, make a blog post from that and include it in there. You can go about it either way. I've done it both ways. To me, it's easier to start with a blog post if I'm sitting here and I have topic ideas that I know consumers are going to be interested in, whoever your target audience is. My target audience is home inspectors. Yours are, prior clients and real estate professionals and prospects who are looking to buy a home. So you have a completely different target audience than I do, but you have 3 target audiences. So when you're writing, you have to understand, am I writing for my agents? Am I writing for my prior clients? Or am I writing for home buyers looking for an inspector in my local market? You have to understand that, because the perspective that you'll have, like, when you write an article about how long does a home inspection take, or can a house fail a home inspection? That's really for home buyers. Your prior clients aren't interested in that topic because they've already purchased a home from you and you inspected it. And the real estate agents aren't interested in that. So that type of article is strictly for home buyers, and you should add some of each. I don't know if you should add on your blog anything for real estate agents. I mean, that's great if you can do it. You're building relationships with them in other ways. But the 2 I would be working my blog mostly on would be new business clients and ones that have already done business with me, so your prior clients. And I would make all of the articles that perspective for that target audience. What are they interested in? I mean, how about home maintenance of all kinds of things? You know, you can talk about, you know, how many times have you written those limbs need to be trimmed back off the gutters in the roof? Okay, I mean, it's a standard hell, it's a boilerplate thing. You just push the button and it goes in there. But you know what? Why? Why are you saying that? I bet you can make a nice little blog out of that. Okay. And if you had an example where rats or squirrels got in the attic and they came in from the tree limbs, that's even a better post, right? Okay. So you see, the best blog posts tell a story. Storytellers are the best salespeople. Okay. So if you're telling a story about, hey, here's some squirrels living in the attic, you know, do you have a family living in your attic? Oh, it might be Mr. and Mrs. Squirrel. And so people are like, well, I heard some noises up there. Well, you know, here's how they might have gotten in. You know, they came off that limb right onto the roof and through your venting. So, and if you had a couple of pictures of squirrels, you know, in the attic or, you know, this, that, and the other, it makes your blog interesting and memorable. Okay, then add the cool music. Okay, don't be boring. So I would write all of my articles would be for that two target audience in the beginning, home buyers and prior clients. And I would start with expertise proving thing, grab an inspection that you did you know, in the last week or two. Go down there and see which items might be interesting. Which ones did you find that were particularly weird? What was the craziest thing you found on that inspection? Okay, one of the things I did that went on was air conditioners gone wild. Okay, and I did a video on it, and then we wrote a blog post from the video. But these air conditioners were outside disguised on the condensing units. Okay, they were leaning, so you know the compressor was wearing out. They were the intakes were stuffed with all kind of stuff, and the dryer vent terminated right behind the air conditioners. So when they're sucking that air in, they're sucking that lint right into the cooling fins. Okay, and I'm showing all this stuff. One's rusty, one has a fan motor with a wire sticking out. That thing got over 50,000 views. Okay, so I mean, was that a pretty successful video in establishing expertise? What's in that inspection report that really would strike a chord with people that are wanting to buy a home? People want an expert. You know what they don't want to do? They don't want to buy the money pit. They want to know why you should be their choice over all others in the marketplace. Okay, and expertise proving videos help consumers understand that. Combine that with reviews and, you know, what your website says, and boom, you get a win. I mean, when we do workshops, we asked one time how many people got 100 home inspections booked on their website without ever talking to the client. People held their hands. Said, keep your hands up. 200, 300, over 300. People got over 300 inspections booked directly on their website before they ever talked to the client. Guys, how about that? I mean, you're asleep at night, ching ching, the money drops in your website. Okay, so these things come from using the techniques and tools that we're talking about. You know, establishing expertise, be an industry thought leader, answer questions that people are asking. Don't answer things people aren't asking because they don't care. Okay, add that cool music. I love that idea. I mean, I would be adding some kind of thematic music for all of them. So, how about other things? So, Jason, start slow, one a month. Then, when you start master time blocking, so I guess I'll ask you this, Jason. Do you time block now? Do you take so much time a month to work on your business, not in it, be doing inspections and calling realtors, but working on your business is planning, organizing, analyzing different aspects. You spend any time now doing it?
Yeah, I do. I try to do about 30 minutes a day, just kind of review everything and then figure out better processes to get it done. But I try to do a little bit every day.
Okay. So I would encourage you, and if you looked at my calendar, and I use a paper calendar called Planner Pad, and I always have, I'm the only one in the company that uses it, but guys, because I'm the president of the company, you know, nobody really complains too much. But on there, it has different time slots. And what I'll do is I'll block a 2 hour or 1 hour time slot. And within that 1 or 2 hours, then I say, here are the things that I need to accomplish between 8 and 9 in the morning. And here's the thing I need to accomplish between 9 and 10. And I work 50 minutes. I take a 10-minute break. I come back, I work 50 minutes, I take a 10-minute break. Okay, at the end of that 2 hours, I've accomplished two things. Okay, I've worked on my business in two areas. Now, you might have a bigger task, and so I'm going to block 2 hours today. So 8 to 9, I'm going to work on this aspect of the task. And then the next 50-minute block, I'm going to work on this. And then I'm going to come back on Tuesday or Thursday, and I'm going to block again 2 hours. First 50 minutes, I'm going to solve it. And by the time you've done the fourth 50-minute block, you solved it. Okay. Because if you don't know the strategies that you need to employ to get people that know you, like you, and trust you, if you don't have strategies to turn them into a brand fan of your firm, you lose. Okay. At Southern Home Inspection Services, we own 1/3 of our business, a little bit over 1/3 of our business every year came from it. Now, guys, we're doing 1.75 million in home inspections. Okay. 1/3 of our business. Okay. So that didn't happen by accident. Okay. We marketed the hell out of our prior clients. We kept in touch with them. We talked with them. We sent them valuable information. We interacted with them on a long time basis and a regular basis. And so, you know what they did? They're sitting in the lunchroom and their buddy comes in and said, the wife and I have been out house shopping. We finally found the perfect house for us. You know, there was 12 other people bidding on it. We actually got to bid. Everything looks great. And you know what my brand fan says? I have the perfect home inspector for you. And they give them your name. And so when that brand fan gives their buddy your name, do you think the deal turns on price? It doesn't. They call you up and say, hey, I got, John Smith is your biggest fan. He just told me here's what happened, blah, blah, blah. And you know what happens is, when can you come out? Price is a secondary consideration when someone personally recommends you. But if you don't have a plan on how to mentor and work with your prior clients, you lose. Okay, so those are the kinds of things that you work on when you time block. What is my plan to make that happen? And then how am I going to implement it? And then one of the things you work on is, once I implement it, how's it going? Did it work or didn't work? And if it didn't work, what do I need to do to make it work? Okay, so those are the kinds of things you work on when you work on your business, not in your business. But I just don't think, I'm glad you do it 30 minutes a day. Please know that. That's better than most home inspectors. However, I think you could be more effective if you did it twice a week for 2 hours. Okay, so are you going to have to give up an inspection? Maybe. But down the road, will that be less important? I mean, you're building a business, okay, not running on a hamster wheel. Okay, you're probably running on a hamster wheel too, but you are building a business. And to build a long-term successful business, you got to do these things. So anyway, we have coaching clients that I have coached for years and are in the 7-figure income deal, and they do this all the time. They work on their business a certain time each week. Strategies come out, their team implements them, boom, done. They started off as one-man shops. So now they're we got one that started with us as a one-man shop, and he's got multiple cities and the whole thing, inspectors, and I think he has 34 home inspectors now. So, it's just started as one-man shop, just like everybody else. So, but he worked on his business, not just in his business. So you can do it too. There's no reason why you can't. All right, I'll shut up and hear and find anybody else got any questions before we go? I'll be glad to take them. Anything, it doesn't matter. Are real estate agents going to remain in the market? There's one you ought to be asking yourself, right? DeAnthony, how about now? How about in your post-Setzer-Burnett, in your market, are buyers agents going away?
No, not at all, man. They're pretty hot and heavy here in Atlanta, so it's going pretty well.
So when a buyer's agent tells the customer, the buyer, when the agent tells the home buyer, you have to sign this agreement, an exclusive agreement. And when you sign this agreement, it says if there is no buyer's commission paid by the seller, you owe me this amount of money. You seeing any of that? I mean, that's the law. They have to do that.
No, I haven't. At least I haven't seen any of my realtors haven't mentioned it. Yeah, as far as what I see, they're still out here working, man. And if finding
But-
houses for clients. Now, what they are, I think the market is shifting. You know, they're doing a lot more listings now. Like some of my top agents, you know, they're doing a lot more listings, and then a few buyers are sprinkling in here and there. But yeah, it's a lot more listings, and I'm assuming, you know, with the selection year and everybody's trying to wait and see, you know, what's going on, what's going to happen with the interest rate. So that's what I'm seeing a lot of.
Yeah, we see certainly those factors that you named are critical, but yeah, as of August 17th, the federal law says that sellers, listing agents have to disclose to
Yeah.
the sellers that they don't have to pay a buyer's commission, and they can negotiate their commission with the selling agent. Okay, that's the law. And the law says after August 17th of this year, which is passed, that the buyer's agent has to fill out a form that shares with them, if there's no commission paid, here's what you owe me. Okay, and all of the agreements and terms. And what happens in other markets, clients are saying, oh, hell no, I'm not doing that. So buyer's agents are exiting the market quickly. You're going to
So
see
what do
more and more of
buyers
that.
do then at that point? They just go into a real estate transaction with no representation, or
Well, that is the $1 million question right there, because we're in uncharted territory there. Because what happens is, let's say this, you're unwilling to sign an agreement with a buyer's agent. Okay. Because how many buyers do you know have extra money to pay a buyer's agent out of their pocket?
yeah, they don't.
None.
hmm
Ours didn't either.
hmm
Okay. Even if they could pay it, they're not. Because they're, a listing agent, I mean, a buyer's agent, and no offense to anybody the buyer's agent, because I'm going to get a bunch of nasty grams from this podcast on this. But what's going to happen is, what do they really do today for the consumer? They open the door. Most buyer's agents will tell you that the person that they're representing or serving found the properties on the internet they wanted to see. So the agent opens the door, lockbox key or whatever, lets them in. Okay, do they really do any negotiations on the back end? Because doesn't the buyer's agent earn a percentage of the sale in a commission? So if the sales price is high, they earn more money, right? So how hard are they negotiating the price down for you? Okay, so consumers get this. Okay, so they're not willing to pay the buyer's agent a fee. All right, so in other markets, buyer's agents are going. There is a financial firm, and I wrote an article about it recently, that was talking to their investors about that, and they feel like 60 to 80% of buyer's agents over the next 24 months will exit the market. But then the question that you just asked is very relevant. Okay, so how will buyers negotiate the process? Okay, so one of them would be they go to the listing agent, right? But now there's a million complications with dual agency. Okay, and brokers are saying, no, we don't want any part of dual agency, because if your fiduciary responsibility as a listing agent is to the seller, now
Right.
you take on the client, that's an inherent conflict of interest. Okay, so that's going to have to work out in the market. And what we're seeing now is the flat fee realties are coming in. Beth and I sold 2 houses using that service. We paid $534. They did everything a listing agent would do and more. Okay, so when we sold the house, we didn't pay anything extra. It was $534. Okay, or $30,000 in commission to agents. Which would you do? So you're seeing new services enter the market. You're seeing, did you know on certain properties with Zillow and all these guys, if the property's unoccupied and they own it, they give you a code and you go in and do a self-tour, a
Yeah.
self-guided tour of the property. So the market is really changing. The real estate market is in the middle of what I call a giant disruption. Okay, so, and there's a lot of uncertainties. But one certainty is the consumers aren't paying a buyer's agent a fee if there's no commission available for them, for the seller. But so that's a big dynamic. So I'll be interested to see how it works out in Atlanta. But lots of other markets are just like buyer's agents are exiting, and then what? There is the federal law doesn't deal with then what. It just says here's the rules. Then what is going to be then what. So we'll see a lot of different ones. I said to Brandon, I think you should own a flat fee realty company. So you can go in and charge a few $100 and be finished with the transaction, and you earn your money, put it on the internet, and you're finished with it. Now, the one that we deal with has closing attorneys. They'll negotiate your contract for a small fee as well, the whole thing. So that service does exist, and they're in Tampa, Florida, but they serve most of Central Florida completely. So new things are happening. So I didn't know. Jason, how about in your market? Are you seeing buyer's agents going away?
No, not at all here. It's kind of same. We got a lot of, I'm south of Tampa.
Mhm.
And yeah, we still have a lot of buyers agents. They'll do a lot of the remote deals for the clients that are up north or not even present. They'll just handle the transaction down here for them. So
And are they
I-
getting in a buyer's agreement with the buyer? Any idea on that? And the buyer
I-
has to be aware they're going to pay them a fee if there's no commission available?
I'm not aware of that. I'd
Okay.
imagine, I hope they're still being open enough with the customers that they tell them about these changes, but I haven't heard.
It's a violation of federal law if they don't. I mean, the real estate agent Keller Williams and the board of realtors and all these got tattooed for $183 billion in fines because for this. So they better be telling people because they're gonna be in big old trouble, and the broker's gonna be in worse trouble if he's not informing them. So you'll see it as the year plays out. But you're seeing buyers agents exit because of high interest rates, lack of inventory. You know, the list goes on and on. Those marginal players are going to be finished. But it's estimated that $30 billion could come out of the commissions, and the real estate agents put that money back in sellers' pockets. So it's a big deal. So it's been interesting to see. I see in other markets the buyers agents are falling out right and left. So that's interesting. Anything else you want to talk about? I'm a world of useless knowledge. All right. With that said, I'm going to say good night. I will tell you that underneath this recording that'll go up, there'll be a lot of resources for you about blogging and all those things. If you just want to come back and listen to the recording or come back and just go to that section and check out all those resources, I think that'll really help you become a better blogger and a better industry leader. All right,
Inspector
folks.
Huddle.
Everybody have the rest of the evening off. Great job. I have to go to another meeting.
Thanks
So
for being here, Jason and DeAnthony.
All
Thank
right,
you,
you're
guys.
welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay.
see
Bye-bye.
you soon. Bye-bye.